Stick to the end and I'll reveal which one I use to this day for my own personal identity. But let's back up a little bit. What defines a good identity theft protection service to begin with? What does that look like? What are they scanning? What are they protecting you from, etc.? A good service will have good credit monitoring to all 3 credit bureaus, good dark web scanning, as well as scanning of public records, also your financial accounts, as well as PII or personal identifying information that you supply the service with. A good identity theft protection service will take hold of all of these things we mentioned and watch them so that if somebody tries to open up a credit card in your name, you will be immediately notified so that you can take action. Or if perhaps a data breach occurred, it will then make sure to notify you immediately so you can change your password or monitor your credit more closely or your financial accounts more closely so that nothing happens to them. A good service will also, if the worst does happen, like taking a financial hit, will not put you on hold for hours or minutes that are way too long when things should take seconds. As well as, like I said, if you take a financial hit, it should have good identity theft protection insurance to make sure that you are covered and can recover as quickly as possible from the worst so you're not left paying for it. During the testing, we compared how many real threats these services each notified us to, as well as how fast the alerts were and if their customer service was a headache to deal with, as well as how thorough their credit reports actually reflected, and most importantly, how each service dealt with the problems as they arose. Now, let's walk through what my team and I actually found. Aura is my favorite by far, and the service that I still use to monitor my personal identity. What I found is that their speed and thoroughness was unmatched. While other services took hours or days even to alert you, I have found that Aura was just right on it. I mean, if something happened, immediately it would notify you, almost within seconds. This real-time monitoring speed is reflective of how much time they give you to react if the worst was to happen, which every second does count. Now, when it comes to their dark web monitoring service, I would say that this area is also unmatched. I mean, on all the scans, once Aura completed them, the amount of threats that it found or past breaches that it found and notified me to were unreal. I mean, no other service could match up to the amount of threats that it revealed my identity had been exposed to. The dashboard is also clean and intuitive. It's easy to navigate around and figure out what you need to do, like block your Equifax credit with one click of a button. The other thing I can monitor is how Aura automatically removes my data from up to 30 data broker removal sites, which is super important for identity protection. I don't have to worry about doing it myself like other providers. I can just know that at least 30 sites are covered, my information's off these sites, and data brokers aren't scraping it and using it to sell and make money off of my information. Their US-based 24/7 customer support is top-notch. It is just quick and simple, and you get to talk to somebody that knows what they're doing and not reading off any script. They provide real solutions and will even join you on calls with your bank in case the worst happens and they need to help you walk through step by step to make sure that your information is safe and everything is recovered. Now, when it comes to identity theft insurance, it's important to note Aura is unmatched. Whatever plan you get, every adult within that plan gets $1 million of identity theft protection insurance. Now, this covers lost assets, and it covers things like stolen funds, legal fees, lost wages, and in some situations, even childcare expenses. Now, when I say every adult, I mean if you get a singles plan, that one adult gets that coverage. If you get a couples plan, both people get that. And in a family plan, every adult on the plan gets that identity theft insurance of $1 million. Now, if you have greater assets and you need more coverage, you can get up to $5 million of identity theft insurance for a small additional fee. Now, when it comes to LifeLock, everybody knows the name. They definitely have brand recognition, especially carrying that Norton name. But how do they hold up? I tested their Ultimate Plus plan, as well as their smaller plans, and the differences are so stark. Now, if you get this with the Norton 360 integration, you definitely have a lot of great stuff with legitimate device protection with Norton's VPN, password manager, as well as malware protection. A nice bonus if you need those tools. LifeLock also offers monitoring to 3 credit bureaus if you go with their Ultimate Plus plan. If you go with any lower tier, well, then you reduce the amount of credit monitoring bureaus that it covers. Now, compared to Aura, LifeLock does have some subtle differences. There are PII or personal identifying information things that are covered by LifeLock that are not covered by Aura, like your mother's maiden name. You can put that information into LifeLock and it will start monitoring that. Aura, on the other hand, monitors gamer tags. But honestly, both are great in terms of making sure that your information is covered and safe. So, with that being said, what is the problem? Well, barrier to entry. And by that, I mean pricing. LifeLock's pricing structure just flat out stinks. And by that, I mean, if you get their lowest tier, you only get 1 credit bureau monitoring. And I mean, why would you only get 1? Like, that leaves you so exposed. And you also only get $25,000 of identity theft protection insurance, while getting just any basic plan with Aura just automatically covers you with all 3 credit bureaus. Also, LifeLock and Aura have stark differences when it comes to the dark web monitoring. Now, initially, when my team and I tested this, LifeLock did quickly come up with more dark web catches than Aura. But when the scans were done, the differences were stark and startling. So, how does the rest of the field stack up? Are they worth mentioning if you want the cheapest, most basic identity theft protection service at around $7.50 a month? Well, Identity Guard has your back, but there's huge gaps. I mean, you get what you pay for kind of thing. When you buy Identity Guard, you don't even get monitoring to all 3 credit bureaus with the lowest pricing structure that you go with. Now, Identity Force has great dark web monitoring and credit bureau monitoring, which should come as no surprise as they're owned by TransUnion, but their pricing structure, again, doesn't make sense. You just have to pay so much in order to get appropriate coverage that it's just a waste of money and your time. Now, when it comes to ID Shield in these last 3, now that stands out, but for all the wrong reasons. The interface or dashboard is so clunky and all the promises are hard to verify. Like, if the worst does happen, it does promise to use a private investigator, but how do you measure that? And it's only for certain hours, blah, 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 blah. Just save time and money, go with Aura. It'll make more sense, trust me. Now, here's the deal. Identity theft protection. You just are gonna need it, flat out, especially in today's world. Data breaches are becoming more and more common that I feel like at some point we're just gonna be numb to them, and you need some kind of identity theft protection. When it came down to stopping all these tests, I canceled all my subscriptions except one. And the big reason is it just makes sense to stay with Aura. Their interface is clean, intuitive, their customer service is US based and quick and so knowledgeable. It's easy to deal with and use. Their dark web monitoring keeps me alerted to any data breaches that are occurring, and their subscription pricing just also is easy to understand. Everything's easy with Aura, and they actually deliver on their promises. Fast alerts, great customer service, as well as comprehensive coverage at a reasonable price. If you're ready to take control of your identity monitoring, check out the description below for some exclusive discount links. These will help you take control of your identity while also supporting the channel at no cost to you.